Are taking your questions to the people who can answer them, leaders from Guilford County Schools, about the reopening plan. So with us right now, we have Dr. Tony Watlington. He's the chief of schools. We also have Dr. Whitney Oakley. She is the chief academic officer, and Angie Henry. She is the chief operations financial officer with Guilford County Schools. All right, we're going to start with this question right here. And the question is about clarification of remote learning.
So clarification of remote learning, when we talk about remote learning, that means that it is fully remote. So students could be engaging in live lessons with their teachers, but they would be doing so completely remotely, not coming in for some time and being remote for some time. So remote learning is just school remotely. It can include recorded lessons, interactive activities, small group lessons, live interaction with the teacher, and project-based learning from home.
And Dr. Oakley, can you clarify, it will be the first 5 weeks for sure. Is there any change possibilities from that happening?
The Board of Education would have to vote on that. It's calendar related, and so we expect that vote. That is the recommendation, to ensure that schools are safe and healthy and ready for a return, but the board ultimately will vote on that towards the end of the month.
Okay. All right, Angie, this question is, are there plans in place if teachers contract the virus and cannot return to work? Are they using their sick time, and are they getting paid?
So early in the pandemic, the federal government passed the Family Friendly Act regarding coronavirus that allowed federal leave for employees who contract the coronavirus or have to care for loved ones or family members who are sick. The state is also looking, State Board of Education now is also looking at allowing teachers to take a leave other than having to use their sick leave if they get sick.
Okay, and this person is asking, is it realistic to think that students will keep masks on all day and keep a social distance from one another? It sounds really good on paper, but I don't know how one teacher keeps all that in order while they're trying to teach. So, Dr. Watlington?
Yes, I think that it's a culture shift for us. There are countries where kids wear masks as young as in the early grades. And once they become accustomed to do that, it's just an expectation and it's habit forming. So we'll be starting something new with the masks, but we are going to do so in such a way that we teach our kids how to do it. And we think it can be an entirely realistic expectation if we as a full community support this effort.
And this is a follow-up maybe. They're asking, will students not be able to attend school if they have a runny nose or a cough?
Yeah, there are criteria by which students would not attend school, and I'll ask Dr. Oakley if she'll speak specifically to what those specific criteria are, but they include runny noses, and we look at it to make sure it's not just, we try to make sure it's not just, allergies or something of that nature, but she might be able to talk more specific about the criteria.
So the DHHS guidance is specific to a screening process. It talks about what to do if there's one or more symptoms, if there's two or more symptoms, if a student has a fever. And so there's a set screening protocol that would take place when students enter the building and when adults enter the building. And based on what is set forth during the screening, we would make the decision based on the DHHS screening protocol and involve parents and families as needed.
Okay. Angie, I believe this question is for you because you did answer the question about the teachers wearing masks. This person is asking, will students be able to choose between wearing a face mask or a shield, or is it only a face mask?
The face shields only work well when they are worn in combination with the face mask. So the face mask would have to be in place even if the student wanted to wear a face shield.
Okay. Dr. Watlington, this person is asking, can GTCC really accommodate students that meet a specific criteria for classes on campus?
We are strongly encouraging juniors and seniors to consider enrolling in courses at Guilford Technical Community College. We think it's a realistic expectation for many of them to do so. And we'd like to serve as many juniors and seniors as possible. As you may or may not know, students can take, our high school students who are enrolled in our traditional high schools can take these courses free of charge in North Carolina under our College and Career Promise program. It's a great opportunity to utilize, even though we're in the middle of a pandemic, this is a great opportunity to innovate. It's a great opportunity for students to begin their college course of study. And it's a good opportunity for families to save money and to reduce their debt as their children go on to college. So we think it's entirely realistic. Certainly it would depend on the numbers of students and the demand, but we are going to strongly encourage juniors and seniors to take full advantage of taking college courses remotely at GTCC.
Well, speaking of remote learning, although Dr. Oakley, I think this is a question for you, will remote learning sessions just be for a couple of hours, or will it be like a full day of school?
So there'll be schedules that are developed that are developmentally appropriate depending on the age of the student. So recommended hours of instruction range between 4 and 6 when we look at the American Academy of Pediatrics. We're taking all that into account as we develop scheduling recommendations for remote learning for different ages of students.